Well, hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back, whoopsie, to some more cattle and crops. Yes, indeed. We, last time around, mowed field 47, I believe it was. That's wrong way around, dude. Why'd you park it that way? Yeah, we mowed up field 47. Quite the job, by the way. That took me a little while, even after the recording was done. But it is indeed done. So now they'd like us to attach a tedder. And, yeah. Bling. Drive to field 47. There we go. So I do hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for your support on the series, those of you that are watching. It's, let's say, this one's pretty darn good. Quite enjoying the experience. I mean, it's a little bit of a learning thing. There is a bunch of stuff going on that is certainly different from our usual foray into the farming game. Now, hopefully, I'm going to be able to see something other than shadows in here. Because for the moment, let's have a look here. Oops. Let's pull back a bit. Yeah. Okay. It's kind of a little odd looking. Oh man. Yeah, it's a bit tough. Alrighty, let's get her folded out. Oh, there she goes. Slowly but surely. Oh, yeah, you boob. Now what's it doing? I get confused? Huh. Oh, interesting. So you have to unfold each of these individually. Very cool. Okay. Nice. That lowered it down. And... oops, I think I've dropped the darn thing. There we go. Make sure to tet it every few hours. Oh my goodness. Okay, press the Alt key. That doesn't help me with what I'm doing here. Believe it or not. Wow. So I'm gonna have to, yeah. See what this looks like, shall we? Okay, there we go. And, cruise. What was cruise control? Like I say, it's, okay. Where's just driving? Come on, camera, head tracking, game controller, key and axis, input, horizontal look, load, save. Come on. There we go. Shift gear up. Why is that giving me the map? Oh, left bumper. Doesn't really seem to. Alright, well I guess we're good then. Cruise control. Oh, right. That's right. Not the most convenient thing in the world. It's, let's turn that off. Then you can turn this off. And cruise control should be that. There we go. Alrighty. We're at Head in the Grass. So Alt, yeah, that tells me that. Oh man, I'm missing the edges here. I know what those are. Do I have to be looking elsewhere and press it? No, it still shows that. What was that about? Maybe I have to do it this way? Oh, here we go. Holy smokes, look at that. Okay, it's at 78% wetness currently. Wow. That's more information than I ever wanted to know about grass. I gotta be telling you, man. Wow. That's, that's certainly something. Okay, let's turn you back on. Wow. Crazy town. So, let's do this right and use the Cruise Lua coat and get on her. Let's do this. So, 78%. Wow. Do you see all the detailing in there? They're giving you the levels of pretty much everything. And this is just a meadow. Yeah. I kind of thought that when pure farming was first making waves about how they were going to be, you know. And everybody was, oh yeah, it's going to blow farm sim out of the water and yada yada. And I played it a little bit when it was early, and then played it a little bit more when it was launched, and played it a bunch more after that, actually, just to try and put a finger on why it never really did what we thought it was going to do, or maybe hoped it was going to do, or, you know, which I guess, long story short, was shake up farm sim. You know, enough to make them a little more aware that perhaps changes were in the wind, as opposed to just repackage, you know, reconstitute and send it out the next time. Now, I'm hoping that, and the lighting is almost too good in this thing, you know? Alright, I don't, yeah, I think I've already done that part, but it's almost impossible because, yeah, from in here it doesn't actually show you the amounts. So how are you supposed to figure out what you have done and what you haven't? Oh, it's not great. Like, I really don't see a big difference. Can I turn some lights off? Is that going to help? Not really. that is an issue. Because you really can't tell. Or at least I can't. I mean, what is it I'm supposed to be looking for here? Oh well. It's constantly shifting shadows do not help. I appreciate that they're far more realistic, maybe, kinda. Well, no, not really, because they do tend to pop in and out. But they got some work to do on the lighting, so, you know. It is far from a finished game. I'm just going to stop here for a sec. Is there... Not really, no. I was just wondering if there was a way to... Hello? Cruise control. Cruise control. What the heck? Oh. It's so hard to see that little cursor, but if it's active, it doesn't, it locks out all your other controls. So, something to keep in mind. Yeah. Now we're getting to the point where I have... What is that keeps dinging and ringing? It's like I'm accomplishing things. I know they're going to give me a bunch of money for doing this, they say. Oh, really? So that little bit in the center of the grass that's not cut is just left it that way, then. Wow. Huh. Because it showed 100%, and it was pitch black when I was doing it, so... No, I think we're actually here, aren't we? I don't know. Man, it's hard to tell. I guess maybe, well, again, if you're going up and down, like here you can see actual rows. But that seems to only happen if I was actually cutting the grass in a certain direction. Beyond that, I don't know. Or maybe it is, and it's just because the rows are not even that it looks like a bunch of bumps. But I'm pretty sure it's just a bunch of bumps. Oh man, and there's that stupid shadow again. It doesn't impress me too much. Yeah, I don't know. See that part over there that I know I've done? It still looks like rows. So, Well, I'm going to do what I think is once around, and then we're going to get out and have a little walkabout. And see if we've been doing any good. It doesn't help that it's not a one-pass kind of deal, because that counter that shows us how close we are to the end of the mission, or whatever that is, the bar there, it hasn't changed since we started. But we've obviously tethered a lot of grass. So I'm assuming we're going to have to do this entire thing at least twice. And it says a few hours in between, really? I guess we'll have to skip some time. I wonder what they consider to be few hours. Like 4 hours? Few is a pretty vague term. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not sure why that part looks like it's all full of dead crabgrass, but there you go. Not the piece in the middle, the great furry triangle there. That was simply grass that did not find its way under the mower. So, okay. Let's, well, I guess we might as well just head over here. Yeah, I know I'm driving too fast. It concerns me not. Okay. Let's have a little hop out here. And let's alt the heck out of this field, shall we? Oh. Do you have to be in, like, first person? There we go. Yeah, see, 78%. Alright. So, let's come up here. 7 a.m. Let's try closer to noon, shall we? Nine, 10. Come on. Let's hit 1,000x. 11. Of course, you gotta hope it's not gonna start raining, eh? That would suck. Alright. Now, let's have a look again. Ooh, 67%. Oh no. Field grass. So which is it, 67% or 75 to 76%? Well, I dunno. What are you looking at, dude? There ain't nobody here but you and me. And you don't exist. So, you know. Let's start the tractor and call her a day, man. Woohoo! Now. There we go. Oops. Problem with that is you can't steer while you're looking at that menu. Oh man, that's alright. I think the controller's lacking a couple of sticks and knobs and buttons that might come in handy to make up for all of this stuff and those things and that sucker and, you know, these types of stuff. So, and I've tried messing around with a HOTAS on this and Farm Sim, and yeah, sure, you can get them to work. The problem is, you're either going to end up using the stick for a crane or front loader or that type of work, or for driving the tractor. You know, as far as I know, getting it to do both is a bit much. I mean, even watching Driz today with the log cutter there, the tree cutter, and you know, using the joystick works great for running the tree cutter, but you're still using your steering wheel and your brake pedal and your gas pedal to drive around. Now, granted, I can do the throttle and that with the throttle, I'm sure, but again, if the stick is being used as a loader or crane thing, then you pretty much need a wheel to drive the tractor. Because for the most part, I think most people are going to end up using a joystick and a mouse with the same hand. I know I would have to. And I'm going to tell you right now, that would not work. Okay. I just want to put this back down because I can't really see the dimensions of the field when it's like that. There we go. I like to be able to see that actual angle we're at here. Alright. Okay, the long end, I guess we should be moving over a row. Seems a little bit dim for noon. It better not be gonna rain, man. Like, what are you supposed to do if it rains and you've gone to the bother of getting all of this down to the right moisture level? Oh, I guess the answer to that is fail the mission. I wonder if we're going to get to use a windrower next. That'll be interesting. They sure as heck can't expect us to bale it like this or use a forage wagon. It's too scattered, man. Too scattered indeed. Yeah, see that yellow bar is still not moving. And I apologize if you can hear all that noise in the background. Again, that's that darn turtle that I ended up having to adopt. I've never seen a... At one point I had 72 different reptiles and amphibians. And I've never seen something as noisy and just will not settle down like this thing. It sure as heck wasn't like that living in this little dark bathtub down in the basement, I'll tell you. You never saw the thing move. Here it doesn't stop. It just does not stop. I think I'm almost starting to notice a difference now that we're going over this the second. Could be just lighting too, though. But it almost looks like there's a slightly different color to those ones. Okay, we're back to this field, so I should be 3 rows over now. This is the long side. I don't know, does this really just have really good tinted glass in it or what? It just seems awfully dim. That worries me, man. If it starts raining, we're hooped. Absolutely hooped. And yeah, I'm pretty much just guessing where I should be going. Can't say as I'm enjoying that part of it. But we'll give them time. I'm sure they'll figure out that this is not... well, hopefully they will. Figure out that this is almost undoable in this state. Does it look any different from... ooh, goodness. Outdoor view. I don't know. You know? I really don't. Wow. Pulling back, you really get a little bit of an issue with the load distance, don't you? Oops. Yeah, that same section I just went over looks like it's the different colored stuff, but like I said, I just went over that one, so it shouldn't be. Alright, we'll do a little more here and then I'm going to advance time some more. Because they definitely said to tether it more than once. And I'm pretty sure that that is something you actually have to do. And I'm also now getting a little concerned that we're using an awful lot of fuel out here. Like, yeah, we seem to be down to about 1/3 of a tank. So, let's do like once more around or something, and then call it a good guess. It's nice that they got some good brands to allow to step forward and allow them to use their makes. And it certainly wasn't that way back in the early days of Farm Sim. Okay. Alrighty. Let's have a look at what alt tells us now. 69 and 69. Okay. Let's bippity boppity boo at the time once again. And go, I don't know, let's say 3 o'clock. Excuse me. You know, maybe 4. Oh. Okay. So now 60 to 61, 67, 59, 60s. Oh man. I don't know, am I supposed to do this again? See, that bar still hasn't moved. Well, that was weird. I just suddenly started going sideways really fast. What about... about the one I'm actually doing? Is that too much to watchable quests? What the heck is that? All quests. Story. No, that ain't it. It's not even showing the one that we're supposedly doing. Oh, active. Here we go. Alright. It's headed multiple times. That's all they're gonna say. Okay. Oh, man. Now, where is that long field? There it is. I like to have a starting reference point if nothing else, you know? Now, what is that last piece? Should that not have unfolded as well? Maybe there's another bit to unfold? No, I'm kidding. Go down. Thank you. Okay, let's go back a little further. Let's spin her up. Take off. Take off, hey, you hoser. Man, that turtle's driving me nuts. Noisy bugger, I tell ya. Unlike Farm Sim, it doesn't change the speed if you shut the equipment off. It doesn't suddenly jump up in speed. So the cruise control appears to actually work like an actual cruise control, limiting the speed. I'm not sure if it limits it to the same speed every time, but I think we got some major overlap going on here. I could have been a little friendlier here. That's alright. Let's try and get this done without, you know, running out of fuel or anything silly. Because I'm not really sure I know where to fill up. Yeah. That could be an issue, you know? That really could. I'm doing this by just trying to keep an eye on the last one that I saw when I went out the end of the field. Use that as my guide, more or less. Aim for that distant birch tree. Yes, indeed. Might not be right, but it was the first thing I saw when we got turned around the corner. Alrighty. And good. Shut her off. Get her turned. And lovely. Back on. Ooh, look, now the bar is moving. I guess that's just strictly a moisture thing. It has nothing to do with the field dimensions or the amount of work done. That is strictly showing us, I think, how close we are to 50%. I could be wrong. Maybe every row we're doing this time is actually taking it down to 50%, and that's counting off what we have left. I don't know. But I don't really see that much of a change. Because it's not like all the other games that would just finish that little patch in the middle. I'm sure I took it to 100%. Like the thing timed out, or not timed out, but it came up and told me to go back. It did that once and it was at like I think 80% or 75%. And I just ignored it and it went away. And then it came up with just the percentage bar again. And it kept filling as I went. So when I got to where it said 100%, it once again came up with the thing, okay, go do something else type of thing. Go and get the tether. So yeah, that's when I figured, okay, now I'm actually done. I'm kind of using the old tire tracks here. I think that's what they are. Of course, as you can see, they don't run too consistent or even either, but there you are. We'll get through this. This is about the halfway point. And the other half of the field is smaller. Yeah, I don't know that that bar is moving. I think that might be straight moisture. Yeah. You're welcome, Conehead. Dixie was stuck behind the barricade on the door with her silly cone head. Anybody ever had that? Owned a cat, and whenever they had an injury, they wouldn't leave it alone, and they'd just bloody keep licking it basically raw. She's driving me nuts. I don't know if she's doing it or her brother's doing it. That's part of the problem. Because she's fine all day, and then we get to bed at night, and he's chasing her around all night, and wouldn't leave her alone, like the day I took the cone off. She was great all day. You know, she washed her face, and that got it a little bit red from just rubbing it, but it's not like she was fixated on it or rubbing on it or anything else. And then, yeah, I get up the next morning, and it's 3 times the size it was. So she's back in her wee cone of silence. Although she's a pretty quiet girl anyway. She didn't used to be. I think Dexter put her in her place. She used to be quite noisy. When I first got her, I had no idea cats meowed that dang much. She meowed all the time. Yeah. But and good old Dexter came along and showed her just what it actually means to meow all the time. And she sort of shut up. She leaves all that meowing to him now. Well, now I'm down to pretty close to a quarter of the tank. So I'm really hoping this is my last Tedicate in here. Otherwise, I might have to go and get some fuel. That sounds like a big pain in the bum right in the middle of the workday, don't it? But we are using 22 liters an hour to do this. So I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? Yes, it does. There goes the neighbors. Hello, neighbor. really hope this does it. I don't think I want to do this another time. But I have a feeling those two numbers, because they matched up after, that one is actual and the other is projected. You know what I mean? Like, it's currently 61 to 69% moisture, and if you tether it, if you project, it'll come out at blah, 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 right? I don't know. I didn't know. The explanation's a wee bit lacking, at least in my opinion. Kind of like having these bushes here. It's a wee bit lacking. Yeah, that bar hasn't progressed at all since my last time set, I think. Problem is, if I have to go another 4 hours, and I'm guessing at the times, but it's going to be dark again. And dang, how realistic do they want it? It actually takes you from morning to night to do this entire job. Which is, you know, I'm sure a little more realistic than being able to go from plowing to harvesting a field in the same day like you sort of can in farm sim. So, yeah. Oh, dang. Apparently I turned the darn thing off. Get this last bit done, and then we'll see where we stand, shall we? Should actually be coming out about here to be parallel to where we started. Beautiful. Alrighty. Man, I watched some weird stuff on Netflix last night. A movie about two brothers living in the same body. It's kind of a strange concept, man. What a strange concept. Interesting enough, not exactly one of them there exciting movies. It was more of a mind messer, but pretty good. Pretty good. Interesting. Interesting. I'm not sure who'd come up with a concept like that, but good on them. Something a little bit different. Not your standard plot. Alright. No idea if we've done all of it, most of it, some of it, or very little of it. But I'm thinking this is the last pass. Just kind of catch this bit here on the corner that we've missed. That should pretty much be it. There, we'll just mess this a little bit up. Okay. So we are currently 64, 62, 64. Oh man. Alright, let's try advancing. Let's go a couple hours. 17. Yeah, 18. Alright. And yeah. See, that did nothing really. God. I gotta do this again? Holy. Enough, Dexter. What are you doing? Huh? Weirdo. Well. Oh, right. They actually make you get in on the right side of the tractor, don't they? Well, hey, enough. Oh, Lord, I told you he was a noisy bugger. I think I'm going to call it there, guys. I guess I have to go around once more, and I really don't want to drag you guys through another episode where half of it is too dark to see anything. That just doesn't seem fair. So, I'm going to do the whole thing once more, and hope that it doesn't really seem to have a stop. It only has several stages of go. Is this not alongside? Oh no, there's the field over there. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to hope that this is the last time I have to do it. And I really hope that this is the only job you have to do 4 times in a row. Because let's face it, it's fairly repetitive work to start with. When they make you do it 4 times in a row, it gets to be just a little bit crazy. So, hope everybody enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Maybe I'm just doing something totally wrong and this is never going to work. I don't know. But till next time, take care of each other, folks. Whoa. And ciao for it.